I've just woken up after a pre-night shift nap, so that might be why I'm looking a bit bleary-eyed. But I have just finished reading Lycanthropy and Other Chronic Illnesses, and I don't know where to start with this one, because you will have seen from my clips recently, there have been some real 5-star moments in this. There are times when I feel like the author has got it spot on. However, there was something that was kind of niggling me all the way through this book, and looking on Goodreads, there is a reviewer. I will link the review down below, because the big thing about this book is we have gone on and on about it being own voices. Now, this is a South Asian girl written by a white author, and although the white author is disabled, that doesn't make the whole thing own voices, if that makes sense. Like I said, the chronic illness representation is perfect, but actually the plot of the book I found a little bit boring. I was kind of rushing through to get to the bits where they have the support group. I think if the support group had been like 100% of the book, I'd have loved it more. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3-star. I think 2-star for the problematic side of it, 5-star for the representation of chronic illness. So yeah, it's gonna sit around a 2.5 to 3-star, which I'm really disappointed by, but we have to take these things into account when reviewing books. And yeah, like the review that I'm going to leave from Goodreads, because they have eloquently put what I couldn't from the perspective of an own voices about cultural appropriation in this book. So yeah, that one will be leaving the Books and Bargains library. Oh, that is so good. I can't believe that I have basically got to Sunday this week without really talking to you. I think I spoke to you on whatever day it was that I finished Lycanthropy and Other Chronic Illnesses, and then it has just been one of those weeks. So firstly, I wanted to share with you that I finished Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill, and Victoria has been telling me to read this for years. So I really need to start listening to Victoria. Next week, I'm going to start The Pull of the Stars, which she has also told me to read. So yeah, but this book, I mean, I finished reading it on Wednesday, I believe. And I text Victoria like, oh my God, what have I just read? Massive, massive trigger warnings if you have any kind of eating disorder or disordered eating or things like that. It is really not the one to be going into. I'm in a good place with that at the moment. So yeah, I'm glad that I read it. And it just... So it's the second Louise O'Neill I've personally read, but it is Louise O'Neill's debut. And for someone to be able to write a debut like that, I couldn't give it any less than a 5-star. I am starting to kind of differentiate in my head, and I'm going to start doing it on paper as well, between a 4.5-star and a 5-star. Like, a 5-star is going to be my absolute new favourite books, and this is definitely a 5-star. I haven't really read much horror or things like that, but me and Tom were talking about this the other day, how things that are psychological, and it's quite dystopian, and it's a real kind of deep dive examination into this dystopian world and what it's like to be female, and it made me really uncomfortable at times, which I believe is the purpose of the book. And it was just so good. I don't think I can fault it at all. It was quite fat phobic, but again, it was more like, if that wasn't there, I don't think it would have had the same effect. Yeah, so I don't really know what else to say about that. I have also decided, today that I'm filming, it's the 28th of November. I was meant to take part in Aoife's Bark Along read-a-thon this week, but I took the books with me to Diddley, and then I ended up either sleeping or just spending time with my parents, so didn't get as much reading done as I'd hoped. I think I said earlier in the vlog that I don't want to take books over into December, so I have decided to DNF The House in the Cerulean Sea because I've just got no interest in picking it up. It probably would be a 3-star. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. It's just very slow, and I think the hype just got me on this one, and maybe if it didn't have the hype, I would have enjoyed it more. But yeah, so that one will be going off to the charity shop. I'm sorry if you can hear Bert outside the door. I am also putting down Fledgling, which I was enjoying, but I think I've missed my kind of window for that. I've kind of gone past spooky season now and the kind of atmospheric, dark, wintry tales, and I just want to read Christmas. And after reading The Silent House and then the Louise O'Neill, I'm in the mood for darker fiction, which I've been putting off for most of this year, so that shows that mentally I think I'm getting in a better place. I'm also currently reading The Arctic Curry Club, and I'm a little bit on the fence whether to carry on with this because it's a debut, but I'm just kind of finding it so-so. I'm not loving it. It's not giving me the intense festive vibes that I want from a Christmas book, but I do kind of want to see where it goes. Again, sitting at a kind of solid 3-star, so I'm gonna try. I'm at work today and I'm at work tomorrow, but I'm gonna try a kind of tomorrow and Tuesday to see if I can get through this one and see what I think. Editing Charlotte, hi. I read about 50% of the Arctic Curry Club and then decided to DNF. It was just very okay, and with a stack of Christmas books that I have to get through and Christmas books that I have loved, it just wasn't the one. I think it could have done with a bit more editing. It just lacked the kind of finesse that I'm looking for from a book. So yeah, I think that is all. That will mean that I'm still reading Other Parents, which I am enjoying. I am also still reading The Winter Garden. I am so behind. I apologise to my patrons on this one. I'm about 60% through. I'm also still reading Unwell Women. I'm not going to DNF that one. That one is going to continue through. I am going to be putting together a list, hopefully from my TBR. I've decided that one of my 2022 goals is going to be to read more non-fiction, and each month I want to read a non-fiction that will kind of teach me about other experiences. So I have got books such as The Good Immigrant. I've got We Were Always Here. These are just ones that I can see right now. And then I also want to read something that's kind of self-help for me. So like I want to read Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I want to read Tally Rye's fitness one. So yeah, any recommendations for either non-fiction that will teach me? But I've read Why I'm No Longer Talking to People About Race. I've read Emma DeBerry's Don't Touch My Hair, and I've read It's Not About the Burqa. So things are kind of along that vein. Or any self-help books that you think are helpful. Clues in the name, isn't it? Self-help. I have got quite a busy week again this week. I've got work. I've got what have I got? I've got work. I've got a day that me and Tom are going out Christmas shopping. I've got my COVID booster jab. I've also got a Christmas party. So hopefully I'll take you along with me. And I just wanted to share with you before I sign off for this weekly vlog some posts that came this week. I've got a few bits and pieces waiting for me at the post office, and Tuesday I am going to have to do a filming day because I think I've got 4 videos that I need to film. However, the first one that I got is Read Between the Lines, a novel, and this is from the Amazon First Reads program. So if you've got Prime, you can get, I think, a Kindle book for free each month and a physical book for $3.99. And basically, you know how I have that bit of obsession of books about books. If you'd like a video on my favourites, I can do that for you. This is a Sapphic Books About Books. It's to do with a Manhattan bookstore owner, and she struck up a flirty online friendship with a lesbian romance author, and what could be more romantic than falling in love with her favourite author? And yeah, want to devour that right now, but I'm not going to. And then, because I've told you before that I'm a grown-up child, I couldn't resist getting myself the Peter Rabbit Advent box from A Book and a Cuppa. I'm not sponsored by A Book and a Cuppa, I just spend a lot of my money there. And I opened it up and I need to go through it, but basically there's all these little bags, all these little numbered bags. And I mean, it is for kids. There are crafts and things to go along with it. And yeah, so I am looking forward to getting into those. I'm just cutting this in here. This is the book that I believe that I open at the beginning and then everything goes along with it. So yes, it's not quite the 1st of December yet, but I'm going to open it. So it's Peter Rabbit's Christmas is Coming. Read a story each day until Christmas. And oh my God, I am excited. So each day I get to read a Peter Rabbit story. I mean, I'd have probably just bought it just for the book, but the box going along with it is absolutely fantastic. And it says this Peter Rabbit adventure is told in 25 stories, so you can find out what Peter gets up to on each day in December, all the way to Christmas Day. If you read a story a day beginning on the 1st of December, then you'll read the final one on Christmas Day itself. With each story, there is something Christmassy for you to do or make, sometimes with a grown-up to help you. These activities are simple, great fun, and the perfect way to get into the festive season. Isn't that just glorious? Hopefully next time you see this, it will have had the Books and Bargains Christmas treatment. There is a Christmas gift guide already on my channel. I will link that above. And until next time, look after yourselves. Bye.